Hey, kids, and welcome to our podcast.
Where it's just two girls just talking about being bros.
Welcome back.
Heck yeah. New week.
Do you not know? Do you?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
How do you not know the intro right now? I think you can
answer that if I know it or not. I don't.
I know if you know it. This is honestly the wrong way, but that's okay. Mm-hmm. It's just, it gets me that you still don't know it. Because you do the editing.
Yeah.
So I hear it every time. It astounds me.
Yeah, I think when I edit, I'm just like in another world. I'm in comatose, you know what I mean?
Fair. Well, I mean, I sure hope you're not comatose when editing, because then that means you're not doing anything. But before we forget, make sure to subscribe on all our socials. We've got Instagram, we've got TikTok, and we've got Twitter. Our Instagram handle is @2GirlsBeingBros_, and then TikTok and Twitter is 2GirlsBeingBros. Also on YouTube, so if you're listening but you want to watch us, you can find us on YouTube. We also on YouTube. Find us on YouTube. We also release videos on YouTube, so we're more than just podcasts. Let me tell you.
More than just a podcast.
There's
nothing wrong with being just a podcast.
There is more, but we're more than. So why not? Why not offer it? Mm-hmm. You know, for those listening, you may not notice, but for those watching, and if you have watched, I'd say minimum 2 episodes. If you close your eyes, scroll and pick any 2 episodes of our podcast and or video, 2 videos, I am wearing some variation of the same outfit the entire time. But I am glad to say today, this is the first time wearing these pants on the channel, and first time wearing this hoodie. And then it's a zip up. It's not even a normal hoodie. It's not a pullover hoodie like I usually wear. Mm-hmm. It's a gray zip up hoodie.
Nice.
And then this tank top, but it's just a boring little tank top, so I don't even mention.
Nice.
But
fresh fit.
You guys proud of me?
Crazy. I think I've already worn both these things on the podcast for sure. So.
I remember that.
I remember this.
That was.
I remember editing the thumbnail.
It was the episode of stale
that?
Bread. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Or no, that was when you were wearing the horse shirt. I remember
wearing this shirt, and I definitely worn these pants before.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But it's because they're great staple pieces. Mm-hmm. Me, I literally never wear my good stuff on here. Not because I don't think you guys deserve it. Mm-hmm. It's simply that I don't wear my nice stuff ever, really. It's so rare. Like, I will wear... The normal average person will wear their good normal clothes on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. Their bad clothes at home when they're seeing no one. Mm-hmm. And then their good fancy stuff for like birthdays and then events, right?
Yeah.
I do the opposite, where at home I'm in my undies. When I go out to see people day to day, I'm wearing my garbage clothes. And then for birthday stuff, I wear my everyday normal clothes. So the clothes that other people wear every single day. And then on a special occasion, that's when I actually go. I can dress up. I can dress up.
You can.
I can. You've seen me. You've seen me.
Oh, yeah, I have.
We've all seen it.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when I just don't dress like a normal person, that.
But you do. You're just more like an athleisure person. So like you're in hoodies and like leggings and like biker shorts and whatnot. And then, but it's in contrast because I, on the other hand, I always wear my sweatpants, but then like I don't do anything. So when I have a podcast or recording it, I'm like, ooh, I'm doing something. Let me dress up, because even though we're just coming to the basement to record, I'm still in my house, not really doing anything. So I'll put something different on, which in contrast to athleisure makes you feel underdressed.
That is me dressing up. Me guys, we're doing a podcast. Let me dress up. I'm like, let me put on my favorite clothes. It's just not, they're not showy, they're not flashy, but that's okay.
Different style.
We
were talking about it.
It's it.
There's so much hair in my mouth. You're the athleisure queen. Like,
athleisure was because I do kind of look like a man, so I mean, it doesn't... Whenever I wear feminine clothing, I think people are like, wait a second. Does it suit her?
Maybe it's all a ploy, because like when you dress up real fancy, everyone's like, holy smokes, but you do it on purpose.
I do.
You wear athleisure all the time, so we're like Athleisure Queen.
Yeah.
And then she pulls that stunt.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, hold my horses.
Hold my horses. What can I say? Like, to surprise people. Let's catch them off guard.
It's smart. It's a smart move.
I know. What can I say? It's actually it's the long con. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you. Also, I'm pretty sure you have my mic.
I was thinking the same thing, but you know what? We're too deep now, so enjoy.
So listen, if you're listening, something sounds off, it is because Victory assigned these microphones.
I realized that the sticker is gone, so I took a guess. And then
I don't see the sticker.
Yeah, exactly.
It's simply, you can just tell by the foam. My foam looks like it's a metal. the microphones are a metaphor of who we are. That mesh looks like it survived a couple of the world wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just came back from battle.
Yeah.
And then this one's nice, normal, and like it takes care of itself.
I don't know if
this
that's
is
true.
the second coffee of the day.
That's fair. This is my first coffee of the day, and let me tell you, I'm feeling it.
Hey, you getting giddy?
No, I'm feeling the skim milk.
To be fair, I am feeling the protein shake.
Yeah.
But in the worst way possible.
It's like it's starting to sit a little funny, so I'm taking a break.
Okay. If you can't drink it, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's fair. I might not be able to. Is
it 2:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Can I have 3 coffees? I could have another.
This is so early for us, guys. We don't
It
record
is.
this early. This might be a bit of a weird podcast.
Yeah,
might be a little cuckoo.
little.
Might be a little cuckoo on you.
But I have had a long day, so it might not. Sometimes, usually when we record, it's 50-50. Like split down the middle. I have either had the busiest day, and like the first time I'm sitting down in the day is to sit down and record, or I woke up 20 minutes before and I'm like, Victory's like, you good if I leave in 10? And I'm like, absolutely. And I'm brushing my teeth. As I respond to absolutely. Yeah. You know, so it's just 50-50. It's just the dice toss, you know? Like, I'm trying to think, when did we record? We recorded a video on Friday, right?
Oh, that was actually early too.
That was early. And the only thing I did was run that day, which is not much.
I woke up. I did the wake up record.
Yeah, you did wake up record. Yeah, but you still gave yourself an hour.
Yeah.
I literally, one time I remember you texted me, you're like, you good if I leave in 10? I was like, yeah, and I was still in bed, and then I just rolled out, brushed my teeth. I don't even think I brushed my hair, I just put it up in a bun. But to be fair, it's very evident in the last podcast. If anyone has watched it, I'm so sorry. I feel like we should have not dropped the video because I look so bad. And not like, it doesn't hurt my ego. I just feel bad that, first of all, you had to edit that and watch me the entire time. And then second, y'all had to watch that. I look so bad. I look like I'm a magician. Like, I look like a magician at the corner of a street. Not even like on stage. I don't even have a stage. The world's my stage.
The world's yours.
The world's my stage.
Yeah.
I call myself Philip. That's my stage name.
Philip. That's kind of, that makes sense. That checks out.
I don't have a magic hat.
No.
But it looks like my hairline's receding, so like... It looks like my hairline's receding, so I grew my hair out long, like to this line. And that's why it's in a bun to take away from the receding hairline. But I look so bad. So bad that episode. And that was a long day. That was one of the longest days I've ever had.
Yeah, that podcast with Mel, if you watched it, shout out to Mel. She's back in Poland now. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, that near the end, like, I felt like we were all on something.
Especially like, the part where you say sweet meat. Did you see my reaction? I was like laughing, but like nothing was coming out of my body. Yeah,
it was something else. I was dying though. It's quite funny.
Yeah, it was a great episode. Yeah. So I highly recommend listening to it. I don't recommend watching it, but you can take a sneak peek. But trust me, you'll max out eventually. You won't be able to make it through the whole episode.
Sorry.
Jeez Louise.
Skim milk. Skim milk.
You're really taking after me today.
Yeah. A lot of body fluids. No, what?
This also happens when I leave for a week. Yeah. I don't see her for a week. She starts getting a little out there.
Yeah.
Like, she starts disintegrating.
But, like, that's the thing. Like, so you go away for a week, I get a little cuckoo. But you could be here and we wouldn't see each other for a week, I'd be fine. There's something about you going away.
Yeah, me leaving the city.
Yeah.
It just does something to her.
I'm not the same.
I come back and, like, always our first interaction, I look at her and I'm like, I've gone too long. Like, I've been gone too... Wait, I was technically in the city half.
Kind of.
So what happened was over the long weekend... okay, but side note, we have to start from the beginning. So we dance together. So we see each other Tuesday. Okay? We then see each other Wednesday. For what reason?
Boot camp, I think.
For boot camp. Yeah. But did we do something before too? We recorded.
We recorded.
And then we went to boot camp. And then after boot camp, I think we all went out for food or something.
It was me and Mom went to Walmart.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we went to Walmart. So we're like hanging out, whatever. And at the end, I was like, damn, you know, like it was such a fun day or whatever. You know, sucks that I'm not gonna see you before the long, because like I was like, I'm not gonna see you again, and I'm going away for the long weekend. So it's just like it's minimum gonna be like 5 or 6 days, you know.
Yeah.
And like we're like being so dramatic. We're like, yeah, I can't believe it's gonna be so long. Like blah, blah, blah. I get home, and then later I realize we're gonna see each other at boot camp the next day.
Yeah.
Like we were being so dramatic about it,
nothing.
and then like we literally just saw each other the next day, and we were like, hey.
Yeah.
But then to be fair, after that,
then
boot camp, then things proceeded to move on. So I went away for the weekend. I went to my university friend's hometown, which is like, I think it's like 3 hours away from here. But for like a volleyball tournament, they have an annual family volleyball tournament, and I got to play this year. Lots of fun. So we went down Friday after work, and then stayed there until Monday. But then unfortunately there was a big COVID scare on my side. So like I was staying downtown because I was like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna leave. Like I'm not gonna, like, you know, like the COVID I've been with them for 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, I might as well wait a couple days, see if I get symptoms, and just stay in the premises, you know? But luckily I think she thinks she had it earlier in the week and only started testing positive that day, like post, because she said she felt fine. She didn't develop any symptoms. I didn't develop any symptoms. I tested negative.
We're good. So
luckily we're okay. We were all vaccinated too. So like, you know, like I feel like it was like a contained situation. But so like I ended up staying downtown until like
basically
Thursday.
Like an extra, like it was a week. It was supposed to be like 3 days, and then it was a week gone. And
we were supposed to see each other Tuesday.
Yeah.
But then like since I had my COVID scare, I was like, I don't think it's the best idea. So I didn't see her Tuesday, and then like I was thinking maybe Wednesday, but then I was like, no, like might as well play it safe, because like our guidelines are like you technically don't even have to isolate when you test positive.
Yeah, it's
which is a little scary, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's just the world we live in now, you know. But yeah, so then I ended up like Thursday, like I left downtown Thursday, but I was like busy. I had work and stuff, so I didn't see you on Thursday. I ended up only seeing her Friday, so it's like just over a week of not seeing her, and it was crazy. It was been too long.
And you know what's funny too? So you're always right. Okay, I hate to admit it, but you're always right. Because the week before too, she was like, "Oh, do you think we should record to pre-record for that?" And I was like, we don't need to. Like we have literally, as long as we record like sometime this week, like we'll be fine. Like I'll have plenty of time to edit. Like that's fine. We don't need to. Like I'll just finish editing whatever I was working on at the time. And then this whole shenanigan, and I was like, wow, she always has an instinct. Don't worry, I still worked out in the end. Yeah. You didn't get COVID, but I'm like, if you did, you would have been screwed.
100%. Yeah. Like, we would have been toast.
Yeah.
Okay, let's because here's the thing.
Because this has happened every single week pretty much the past month.
This started last year.
Yeah.
So last year was the first summer I didn't go back to scoop ice cream.
Yeah.
But I had this feeling. Yeah. Where I was like, Victory, I have free time. You have a certain amount of free time. Let's film as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know it's taking up pretty much all our free time that we have for a while, but I'm like, I have this feeling. We should record in advance. And thank goodness we did, because I proceeded to be out of town for 2 months straight. Like, I've been scooping ice cream for the entire summer for a good amount of time. Like, I think it was like 5 or 6 summers.
Yeah.
Usually, I can like find time to sneak in and like record, you know, like once or twice. This time, like, it was really like, I think we only managed once, and like, I like came to the city, came to your backyard, we recorded, I ran to go tutoring. Like, it was very like dicey. Yeah. So I was like, and good thing we did, so that happened. And then what else was it? There was one other time where this happened again.
I can't remember.
Definitely when I got sick with my tonsillitis.
Yeah, that for sure.
That 100%.
I think probably sometime when I got sick last year.
Yeah, I think it was around COVID, like when we had all that stuff, like my wisdom teeth and stuff. I was like, you were like, oh, we should be good, like, and I was like, let's just record next year just to be safe.
You're always right. She's always right.
I'm always right.
You have like, I think you are the most person I met. Like, you know when they always say like trust your gut, like listen to your gut. You, like, your gut doesn't lie.
My gut, and it's
insanely accurate, like.
And it's instant. Like, you know, like, some people, like, they'll develop the gut, like, it'll take them a little longer, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, like they see it. I feel it immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never like met someone with that like accurate as you.
Yeah, and so many people don't believe me at first because how fast it is. Like, it's different. Like when you kind of like, you're like, oh, you know, like you're sussing a situation out. Like you have time to process it, and then you're like, oh, you have to make a choice. And you like pick one or the other. I'm just like instantly, I'm like, I know that this needs to happen. Same with Chicago, where I was like, I went to my artistic director and I was like, listen, like we had a scare last year where one of our performances, like one of the dancers almost didn't make it. So like, and it was like, so we came home from practice and there was a possibility that the next morning when we were supposed to leave, our dancer would not be able to come. Yeah. And it's fair because it's like, we're all people. Yeah, you know, like happens, heck, one of us could snap an ankle on our walk up the stairs. Yeah. You know, so I was like, after that, I was like, we should have a game plan like as a backup. And luckily we did, because lo and behold, one of our dancers for the Chicago wedding had to back out and we had to bring in new people. And I was like, she was like, she thought, she was like, I hate you for it and I love you for it. Because she's like, you definitely jinxed it. But I was like, no. I was predicting. Yeah. It would have happened no matter what. I simply can feel it. Yeah. I can feel things like no other. Same with, so over the weekend when I went to my friend's cottage, or sorry, it's her home. It's her home. When I went to her parents' place, we were setting up like a gazebo type thing, and there was a part in the instructions that like the instructions were like bare bones, right? Yeah. And I'm an instructor, so it's funny because I was asking, I was looking for the instructions, and because I was working with the dad, and then he was like, oh, you're not one of the people who reads the instructions or whatever, but I didn't think there were instructions, so I was like, okay, like we'll wing it, and I was like, I'm not Victory. Yeah. You're a no instructions type person. You start and then you'll go to the instructions when you get it wrong. Yeah, and then I'll still get it wrong. You'll still get it wrong. And then for me, I'm an instructions person first, and then you know you go forward. But so we use the instructions, whatever, and like the instructions are bare bones, right? So they're showing like the pipes that you have to set up for the gazebo, but they don't talk anything about like the tent part. Yeah. And then at one point they're like, okay, attach like the rope to the corners of the pipes, but there was no like specific loop for the rope. And I said, it's probably on the tent. It's on the plastic part that we're supposed to wrap, and then you pull the tent instead of the sticks. No one listened. Yeah. Of course. That's one thing too. No one listens to me because of how quick I respond to things. That's true. Where they don't believe it.
Like 30 steps behind. Yeah,
they're processing it, so they think that I haven't gone through the process, but I've done it. Yeah. I've seen it. Yeah. And now I know what to do. Lo and behold, they tie it to the structure. Fine. We put out the tent. Guess what has loops? The tent. So lo and behold, and then I was like, so just facts. I'm not bragging. It's just funny how, considering how red I am constantly, I keep giving others the benefit of the doubt, and that's on me. But I don't want to be that person that's like, no, I'm right, because at the end of the day, everyone makes mistakes, right? And I'm just waiting for the day that I make a mistake. I didn't think something through. You know? And I'm always open to hearing suggestions, but I'm always right.
I hate to admit it, but she is. I am. I hate it. Trust me. I know. It hurts me the most. It hurts me the most. Okay.
It burns your soul. I know. No. It burns everyone around me.
It's
how much
good,
I am.
It's good to have.
It's good for you guys to have me because
I'm very much the opposite. I don't feel anything. I don't think I have a gut. I feel feeling is like, haven't felt it yet. I'll feel the gut feeling after it happens.
Well, I mean, listen, you for a while you didn't know how to flex. Now look at you.
I know, guys. I have a tricep.
Shredded. Yeah. No, but for real though,
it's like, kind of nuts.
But no, but your muscles are showing.
Because like I literally was spaghettini arms.
You were.
To quote your brother.
Even my brother said she's upgraded to spaghetti.
I've upgraded to spaghetti, guys.
He hasn't seen your triceps. He hasn't
seen my triceps. I might have upgraded to
rigatoni, man.
Not rigatoni, linguine. Then you're rigatoni.
I'm not rigatoni.
Yeah.
I'm cannelloni. I'm lasagna, baby.
Lasagna.
I'm strips of lasagna. But yeah. Oh, so speaking of me being the fashionable one, me for once dressing up for my life, I finally remembered my fashion faux pas.
I'm excited.
So actually, before we begin, guess who's mildly unemployed?
Oh my
This girl
what
couldn't
a
guess-
shocking change of events.
Yeah, so on Friday, last day of nannying, and then now I am soon to be working at Lululemon.
Crazy.
So I'm going to be coming to you guys with more stories about me and customers because God only knows I've had some experience. I can't remember a lot of my stories anymore because my brain is blocking them out.
Yeah, good thing you told them all in here.
I know. I'm going to listen back and pick some of my best ones because let me tell you, like, there's obviously standout ones like the 7-year-old man who hit on me consistently. But like the usual ones that I was like, I couldn't believe these things happened. I can't remember any of them, and I'm thankful for it because if I did, it would be filling me with rage.
Okay.
Watch me do retail and remember all the stories now.
You have to you say it on the podcast, and then it's there, and then you forget it.
Yeah.
So we're good.
But the reason I think about my fashion faux pas when I think about me being done nannying is because it was one day when we were walking, we were walking back from like the mommy group, and then they lived near like a Shoppers or whatever, and like the kid hadn't fallen asleep yet. He hadn't fallen asleep, but he falls asleep in the stroller when I walk. So I was like, okay, I'll go for more of a walk. So I walked to the Shoppers, and then like I was just browsing around. And then I proceeded to see this. Okay? Close your eyes.
Okay. I'm like, what do they sell at Shoppers? Like a pair of stockings?
So I found this.
Okay. Should I open it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's gonna take me a little bit of time.
What could you get at Shoppers?
That's what I'm saying. So take a guess. So
Okay.
I saw this and immediately, ironically, could this work? Absolutely. Absolutely. However, do I think it will work? No.
Like jewelry? It must be some kind of jewelry or maybe sunglasses or something.
Okay.
That's like what do Shoppers sell? They don't sell much clothing items, so that's like jewelry an accessory of some sort.
So I've seen Shoppers with clothes, but you're right.
Like minimal.
Okay, hold on.
It must be an accessory. I don't know, maybe a necklace or something.
And then I'll show
That's
the
my
camera.
guess.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it on first, and then.
That's my guess.
But
Earrings? Maybe earrings?
This.
A hat?
Hold on, I'm gonna show the camera. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, sat down. Okay. Open.
Oh wow!
So they are earrings. I just saw them and I was like, ironically, they're the most beautiful earrings I've ever seen in my life. Unironically, they're so ugly. They're so
I don't know.
ugly.
Like the idea is there. The idea
It's
of
something.
like the pretty blue flowers is there. Just the way they're put together,
right?
and on the giant flower hanging from your ear.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the like. If you cut off the dangles, not that bad.
Not that bad.
If you cut off the flower, just put the chain to hang down. Not that
that
bad. Together, something's wrong.
right? It's just not it.
Yeah.
But I saw, and so I bought this in like May. And it's been in my backpack since. Do you know how many times I've had my backpack with me? So
You never
many.
know when you're gonna need them.
I forgot. Well, I left them in there for the fashion faux pas,
Yeah.
but never did.
Well,
never
now you
remembered.
can't take them off to a podcast now.
Of course not. Sure, will my earlobes sag?
How about
that's the price you pay.
those look heavy.
They're not that heavy.
No? They look heavy.
It's more the momentum of me shaking my head and then them going.
Yeah.
That throws me for a loop, but
You know, you can pull them off with the right
with the right outfit,
and
with the
like,
right outfit.
no one would bat an
and the
eye.
right hairstyle.
Yeah, no one would bat an eye. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things where like, should you dress it up appropriately? It could work, but I just know I don't think I on the day-to-day basis, like you can't wear these earrings to a wedding. They're too flashy.
Yeah.
You could wear them to a baptism.
Yeah, you could.
You could wear them to a family birthday at a hall.
Yeah.
Or like an anniversary. You're celebrating your parents' anniversary.
Yeah.
You could. Where else could you wear these?
First day of school. No, I'm kidding.
Last day of school.
Last day of school. Graduation.
Graduation.
Yeah, I wouldn't bat an eye.
You could wear these to give birth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or your wife giving birth.
Yeah.
Or your girlfriend giving birth. You never know. You never know. Men can have their ears pierced too.
Yeah.
What else?
On your run.
Running, yeah.
Good aerodynamics, you know. There's a hole in the center.
You could wear these to Wonderland.
Yeah.
They blow in the wind.
Blow in the wind. Stick the hair.
Yeah.
They would like rip your ear off if you wear the Wonderland.
Oh, absolutely.
There's,
I could wear these to dancing.
Yeah.
Definitely a great move.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just saw them. Sure, how much were they? How much do you think I paid?
$15.99. 22.
Oh, no, I paid 15 even.
Oh, damn, I should have won my first guess.
Yeah, but you still were over, so technically, you might as well have gone with 22.
Yeah, if I'm over, no.
You're over, baby. But...
Not the worst. I'd give him a 7.5 out of 10. Like...
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely your torso-less sweater was worse.
Yeah.
The pigeon earrings were worse.
The puffer scarf.
The puffer scarf was the worst.
Yeah.
The horse shirt was great.
The horse shirt was great.
The horse shirt was great.
So yeah, they're not the worst. They're not the worst. Like if you think about it too much, I stare at them too much, like they get worse.
Yeah.
But like from like if I'm just like, it's like fine.
Every time you look at me brand new, it looks fine. But if you're just staring, okay, hold on, maybe if I fix my hair, maybe it'll change your take of it.
Like,
but yeah, so I finally did it.
Not bad. Like not the worst.
So I'm looking for. Not bad.
So fun.
Watch my ear, like progressively that my ear holes are just gonna fall, but that's okay. It's worth it for the bit.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what we got to do. The other day, I was at the mall and I was returning a bunch of stuff. Okay, weird experience, guys. I don't know why this led to this, but whatever, it led to this, so we're gonna accept it. So I enter the mall instantly, and I'm walking, and this guy's walking towards me, and he's like kind of staring at me, not just like you walk by someone, you like make eye contact, and you're like, oh, turn away, eyes, because it's an accident. I noticed that he's like staring at me, and like I was like, oh, okay, and he's like not turning away, and then he's like starts like smiling at me, and like he's gonna like speak to me, and I'm like, oh, what the heck? And then he's like, hey, like, do I know you? And I was like, no. And then he's like, oh, you look so familiar. Like, I swear, like, I know you from somewhere. And I was, like, racking my brain. Like, racking it. And I was like, I genuinely don't, know. He's like, oh, like, I swear, like, I know you from somewhere. You look so familiar. That's so weird. Like, and I was literally nothing. And I was like, yeah, sorry. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, see ya. But it was just the strangest thing. Cause
you didn't get his name?
No. He was so convincing. No, but no, like
well, it could have been.
It could have been because also I'm the worst.
Yeah.
The absolute worst at memorizing faces. I'm horrible. Like, so horrible at it. So, but like I genuinely tried. Like I was like, school I talked to no one. So it's definitely not someone from school. Like any group project I tried to remember.
Just because you didn't talk to them doesn't mean that like they don't remember you.
That's true, but like I've never seen this guy. Like I tried my hardest, and like I went through all the places that I would see someone, and they're very minimal because I talk to the same people.
What did he look like?
He was looked older, so I was like, it has to be either from like work, or like I would say like late 20s, maybe early 30s. Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to get the big plastic thing off.
I just usually throw them out because it pisses me off, and then I use my own backings.
But it'd be nice to be rich.
They're literally just like the copy of the Urban Planet gives like 2. Anyways, moving on. But yeah, like he was older, so like I would be like, okay, I guess it'd be like from work or something, because he didn't seem like a age that would be like a student. But it was just, I had no clue. Like, I swear I'd never seen this guy in my life.
Interesting.
But then I also do, like, I genuinely, that whole experience, I was like, I'm so bad with, like, faces. Yeah. Like, to an extreme point. And I'm also horrible with names, too. Yeah. Like, if I meet you for the first time, like, I 100% probably won't remember you. Like, if I walked into the street, I met you for the first time, and, like, let's say we walked by each other in the street, I wouldn't know. Like, I'm horrible. Like, it's really bad.
It's only funny because I'm the complete opposite.
That's what I was going to say. It's funny because complete opposite.
I won't even know someone, and I'll just remember a face, and then I'll remember, when I saw the guy at the Sunset Grill, and then he was at the airport with me.
That was my thoughts in the mall. And then I was like, oh, I'm so horrible. I'm like, oh my god, she's so good. It's, like, funny because I'm, like, literally the complete opposite. I think I already told this story on the podcast, but like when I made a friend in like university, I genuinely could not remember what she looked like. And like the class wasn't that big. It was like maybe 40 kids tops. Not even. Probably like 30 tops, Could not remember her face. So I had to memorize her backpack and look at the floor for her backpack because I couldn't remember her face. And I didn't know her face or her name until like 4 weeks into the course. So bad. It's really bad. But
and I'm the complete opposite.
So don't get offended if I don't remember
people's names and their faces before and they don't even know me, and I'm like, keep the change. See, I got it.
You got it.
Of course.
Congratulations.
But so it's funny because at the volleyball tournament, I actually it has to do with that. So I don't get me wrong, I've not known people's names before, but only it's when it's like they're introducing themselves to me, but I'm thinking about something else. Like for example, I think what happened was because when we were when I met my team or whatever, I knew three of my members, and then I think I met 4 new ones, but one girl was telling me her name, and I remember as she was saying it, I think the ref started saying something about the tournament. So for a second I was like, oh, do I have to pay attention to that? But then by then she told me her name and I heard it fully. It was just the cross of information that it just stopped me from remembering it. I was like, hey, I know it. There's something about her name that reminds me of my name, so I knew it ended in an a sound. It was Sarah, so I was pretty close. But yeah, so it's so funny. So we learn all the members, and then one of the guys on my team was he's a friend, from Toronto or whatever. But then 2 other people I met on the team last year, and then we step off court, and he's like, what are all their names? I forgot all of them or whatever. And then I knew, and he's like, wow, you're really good at this. And I was like, that I am. Let me tell you. And then also, I remembered this one girl. So this is just to tell about my volleyball tournament experience. Then I told last year I came in 2nd place. This year I also came in 2nd place, but whatever. But this one girl comes up to me and, I remember her and I was like, oh, you did a really good job. I remember I saw her play last year and someone's like, oh, she plays rep or whatever. And then I was like, oh, you did such a good job, whatever. And then she's like, oh, she looks at me and she's like, oh, you played today too, right? And I was like, yeah, I was on the red team. She's like, right. She was like, you were wearing jean shorts, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I remember seeing that and thinking to myself, who plays volleyball in jean shorts? But then she was like, they didn't seem to stop you, so cheers to you. And I was like, I love that that's how I'm remembered.
Yeah.
I can remember people's faces for nothing, and then all of a sudden it's
your jean shorts.
My jean shorts. So that's what I'm remembered for. But
that's not bad. Who you remembered for? Could be worse things.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Could easily.
But you guys, before I forget, I have to tell this story on the podcast. I didn't tell it last week. It's kind of hilarious.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, I think the rest of the theme of this podcast and the stories that I've written down or the things that the things to talk about today are all this would only happen to us.
Oh.
That's going to be the theme. The rest of the theme of this podcast is that, we when we're together, some weird things happen. Some weird scenarios that just wouldn't normally happen to us alone. Yeah. Wouldn't normally happen to anyone, ever. But somehow, some way, when we're together, they happen to us.
Frequently.
Yeah.
The freakiest things happen to us.
So guys, we have dance performances. And for dance performances, we need our hair to be French braided. Right? Normal. And obviously, we've talked about many times before, Roxanne is the queen of braiding. Her braids are always on point. They're always great. And
so good.
And I've always hired her to braid my hair because I just simply can't braid my own hair. And 2, I have curly hair, which does make it easier for braiding. But to braid it gets really tangled and it's just impossible for me to do it on my own.
It would take, I feel if you had to do it on your own, it's harder. It's to be like this and breaking the knots would be a lot harder.
Yeah. So it's a process. But so I always get Roxanne to do it. Why not? And then...
But granted, and every time I do it on her, I outdo the previous one.
They're always
either tighter or the sections that I did were so much better. And I amp it up to the next level every time.
Exactly. It's always better. But my hair, the type of hair I have, it's really dry. It holds the braid, so I can leave it in for a couple of days and it will look fine. Yeah. The only issue is that my baby hairs, because I sleep on it, obviously I just live life. Yeah. It's humid out. They pop because I have all the baby hairs and they're curly, so I get kind of a curly halo. Cool. That's day. That's usually around day 2. The braids, it'll start, and then day 3, 4 will be kind of prominent, but they still look fine from afar. So I usually keep it in around 4 days, my braids, but halfway through they get really frizzy. So Roxanne one day was like, hey, I've done this in my hair before. Why don't I use some kind of gel, gel when I'm braiding? Yeah. And I'm like,
because it'll help with the frizzy, because you keep it in for long. Even when I gel my braids, that's only to make them hold the day. Mm-hmm. they will not make it through a second day, no matter how much gel I use, let me tell you. Because I have used copious amounts of gel in my hair. But I was like, it helps a lot with keeping the frizzies, especially when it's performance days. Yeah. And we're taking headpieces on. Yeah. Shirts are coming off, you know, like your hair like slips, right? Yeah. And then the whole point is like the braids, like the reason we do braids is to hold the headpieces, right? Yeah. So you can pin them, and then just in general, it creates like a stronger foundation for your headpieces to sit on. Yeah. So I was like, why don't we do some gel?
I was like, sure, I'm down. That's gonna make my life better. I'll have it to look nicer longer. Yeah. And then I think you use the gel, and it point proven, it lasted. Yeah. Longer. I did have to take a shower a bit earlier because I don't remember why, but I think it was. I don't remember why
it was because it was just that performance was so sweaty. Yeah, it was sweaty. We had a full day of performance, and then we went and performed at the wedding. That was the day with a full day of performances, and then the next day I came home, and then I was just not feeling it, and I was like, I need to do a self-care shower night. So I did end up washing my hair. I would usually leave in longer, but however, like even when I did that, like there was like barely any frizzies. Like it was, and I was like, okay, you
gel
significantly less.
I was like, gel success. Let's do it from now on. And they use wax-based gel. I don't know what instead of water-based gel on my hair. Yeah, but wax-based. I got one in Budapest because you can. So, fun fact: water-based gel counts as a liquid, so you have to. They regulate how much you can take, but not wax-based. So that's why you purchase wax-based, and it's obviously stronger because because water-based will disintegrate when you get water in your hair, but not wax. It'll hold. So when we sweat, it won't go away. Right. So I was like, wax-based makes more sense for performance braids. And like, that was just a hit success, smashing success. I was like, okay, you're doing that next time on my braids. Yeah. Next week, we have another performance. It was after a podcast with Mel. She had to braid my hair. You used wax-based gel like last time. But you did put a little bit more because you're like such a smashing success. Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna leave it in long this time. You put a little more. So
I did them really tight because the wax let me also do it tighter. Yeah. So they were some of the best braids.
They were the best braids I think you've ever done in my hair. Like, literally, they were like perfect.
The next morning, it looked like I had just braided them,
and like, I slept.
You could not tell.
Yeah, and I slept through it with them on, right? Yeah, and they were great. And like literally, I was getting compliments left, right, and center. Like even I think it was day 3 I had it in. Barely any frizzies, and my mom was like, wow, those look amazing. And it's like day 3, and I'm like, I know, this is crazy, right? I left them in day 4. Day 4 was when I started getting little frizzies, so I was like, okay, time to wash, you know, it's 4 days, time to wash my hair. Because also I always get self-conscious too that I'm like, people know how long I have them in, and I'm like, they're knowing when to wash my hair, but it's normal to not wash your hair. Like you can go a week without washing your hair, or my hair at least.
I'm jealous that you can go 4 days without washing your hair. Yeah. I can too. It's simply people ask me if I showered that day. Mm-hmm. They ask me if my hair's wet, and I'm like, no. Yeah,
I had the opposite issue, but so it was like time to wash my hair. Let's go. Think nothing of it, right? Go in the shower. So I go shampoo my hair, right? As I do. Yeah. I finish shampooing, wash the shampoo out, and I kind of feel my hair. I'm like, that feels a bit weird because I wash my hair often. I know how my hair feels when I'm done washing it with shampoo, right? And it just didn't feel right. And I was like, that's weird. I guess I must still have gel in. Let me shampoo again. So I shampoo again, scrub real good, massage it real good, rinse my hair out. I'm going through my hair. I'm like, it still feels like there's wax in here. That's weird. This has never happened to me before. And I was like, okay, let me shampoo a 3rd time to be safe. Yeah. Get it out. Maybe I just wasn't, scrubbing a lot. My shampoo, the type I use.
It is weak.
It is weak, and it doesn't. I know
because mine is weak too.
It doesn't lather that much. Yeah. So I put a lot, and I made sure to like really massage it in there and like lather as much as I could. Right. The 3rd time, washed it out, and then I go through it. I'm like, still feels like there's wax in there. But then I'm like, you know what? Whatever. That's fine. We'll just continue. We'll do the condition, and then when I get out, I'll just comb out the rest of the wax. Like, I'm thinking NBD. This has never happened. Like I've used wax before. Nothing's. What's the difference this time, right? Yeah. So I'm like, weird. Okay, whatever.
Oh, hold on. Let's restart. Just because we're close, I don't want to cut it halfway.
My wax head. So I condition. I finish my shower, right? And I'm, feeling my hair, and I'm like, something's off. So at the end of my shower, I don't towel dry my hair because I have curly hair. I can't do that. So I always wring it out, right? As much as I can to get as much water out. I grab all my hair to wring it out. I go squish it together. Guys, it stayed as one. It solidified as one. And in that moment, when I squished my hair and it all stuck together as one, I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. And this is when like the panic starts to ensue. And usually I'm good at like keeping my cool. But this is the start of like the panic. I was like, uh-oh, give me a minute before we full panic. Let's try to comb it out, right? I get out of the shower. I take my brush. I go to comb it out. I comb once through. I look at my brush. It is full of like, it looks like candle wax. It is fully white. My hairbrush is fully white. And I was like, oh, uh-oh. And like, as I'm standing there, like figuring this out, my hair is starting to solidify. Like it like is like, I'm going to post a picture on screen because like, thank God you took a screenshot of how it looks. But it was literally like one line solidified. Like I turn, it's moving as one piece. And I was like, oh my God, this is now panic starts. This is when panic starts, right? I comb my hair again and like I try to get the wax doesn't come off the brush, obviously. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I'm like, okay, the wax is still in my hair. It's somehow spread into my whole head now. What the heck? So I get out of the shower. I'm like in a towel. Like this is like literally like I'm starting to lose. I'm like, I tell them, I'm like, hey, what do you do to get wax out of your hair? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, uh-oh. And then I'm going on my phone and I'm like texting Roxanne, I'm like, hey, have you ever experienced this? Have you ever used wax gel and then it just kind of coats your hair and then your hair is one? At this point, my hair is solid. It is solid, like solid straight. I'm like, this is like panic's ensuing now.
It's only funny because I know how much I use. Yeah. But I definitely did not use enough to this, so it genuinely just like spread throughout your hair and coated it all. And I was dying like when she sent me that text because I was like, there's only one way to do this. To shampoo. Yeah. Like, she was like, I shampooed 3 times. And I was like, you're going to have to use something stronger because if you shampooed 3 times, like, and I was like, I had a clarifying shampoo. So it's like, it's meant to like literally strip everything out of your hair. So I was like, I have a clarifying shampoo that I can give you because that's the only way you're getting this out.
Yeah, I was like Googling like how do you get out into like hot water, like you have to comb through, blah blah. And I was like, I took a steaming hot shower, I shampooed 3 times. I'm panicking now. Yeah. Because I was like, this is karma. This is karma for all my like 20 years before I accepted and liked my curly hair, me complaining, wanting straight hair. I'm like, this is it.
They gave me like straight hair.
I was like, they gave me straight hair. I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna lose my hair. Like I literally thought that this was it. I was like,
yeah, you being worried about losing your hair was definitely that's on you. That's too dramatic. I wasn't there.
I was just worried it was gonna snap off. It felt like it literally was at the point where you could snap it off.
I'm so sad that I wasn't there.
Like you had to feel it, guys. It literally like my hair was coated. No, I could not. It was so much trauma. But it like I'll put the picture so you guys can see. Like and literally when I showed this picture to people, multiple people thought that I drew like stick figure hair. Like, and I was like, no, that's my hair. Like it was literally one piece. It was insane.
So funny. I literally texted her. I was like, I'm so sorry for laughing, but it's so funny. And like the thing, and I was like, of course this would happen. I was like, I felt guilty. Like, don't get me wrong, I was laughing, but I was like, I still felt bad that like I did this to you. But then it's like also funny that you're suffering the consequence, but I was like, I'm still suffering knowing that I did this to you. So it was like none of us are winning.
That's like when this was going on. Yes, I was panicking because I immediately went to like drama. Like I'm gonna lose all my hair. Yeah. And I was like tearing up.
You jump to rational conclusions immediately.
Yeah. I was talking with I think Alejandra about this, and I was trying to. He asked me like, oh, you think you're like glass half full, half empty, or like pessimistic, optimistic? And I was like,
you're delusional. You're a Gatorade in the glass. Like, someone's asking you how much water is there, and you're like, that's Gatorade.
Yeah, like, and I was like, I think I'm more pessimistic. But then I was like, maybe I'm too hard on myself. Maybe I'm more optimistic. But then in recent weeks of events, I was like, no, I literally am pessimistic. Like when something like bad or like when a event happens to me, my mind immediately goes to the worst like possible thing. And I was like, this is an example of other stuff happening with work when I just immediately go to like the worst possible thing. I'm like, okay, I'm very much glass half empty glass, but there's Gatorade in the glass.
Like you're like, no, not even for you. It's like, you're like, that's poison. Yeah. It's like, literally. What? We're asking about the level, you know? You're like, the glass is filled with poison. Yeah. So the glass is full. but a poison.
Yeah,
you know, so it's the ultimate negative.
That's literally me. I realized in recent weeks, I was like, oh, okay, that's the answer.
I'm like, I know it's water, but my brain's telling me it's poison.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm just like, it's poison for real, and like I have to drink it to find out that it's not. But yeah, I got really dramatic. So, but like while I'm having the most traumatic moment of my life, I also know that it's hilarious that this is happening. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I'm about to cry, but also I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be hilarious to tell on the podcast. And I'm like, this is hilarious that it would, like, there's no other way that this would happen. Like, of course you have to put the gel in my hair, and of course I had to suffer these rare consequences.
Like, if you put it in your own hair, this would have never happened. If I put in my own hair, this would have never happened. If you put in my hair, this would have never happened. But me putting in your hair.
Yeah. So this was going on, and I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious. But like, also I'm like, I'm going to lose my hair.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do something the next day. I forget I had plans, but then I was like, I'm going to have to cancel my plans because I have to book an emergency hair appointment.
Weren't we supposed to record?
I remember. I just remember
dancing.
I remember I had a whole like plan that day, and I was like, I'm gonna have to cancel everything. I'm gonna have to take a day off work because I'm gonna have to book an emergency hair appointment because it's too late to go to a hairdresser or whatever, right? Because I was like, they're literally gonna have to like wash out. And then I thought about how embarrassing it would be to be like, I have wax in my hair, I can't get it out at the hair salon. So I was like, oh my god. So I was like, in like literally dealing with my poison glass, right? As I do. I was like, this is hilarious. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Whatever, calm down. No, I didn't calm down yet. This isn't some. My mom gets like a thin, the fine tooth comb.
Yeah.
Because it said to do that in like hot water, and then so I'm like, okay, let's try to comb it out first of all, right? Because that was one of the cool things. And then the next thing I did was kind of shampoo more. So we're trying to comb it out first. Literally, I go through a comb, all like white wax. Like the whole comb is full of like it looks like candle wax, literally. And then I look at my hair, it's just half white. Like there were sections that were gray, like under, because it was just coated in wax. And I was like, how did the wax like multiply? Because again, like, you did use more than you did the time before, but you didn't use enough.
And you have a lot of hair. The tin is still full.
Yeah.
Like I used a lot, but I did not, like I used more than the first time.
Yeah.
But not like I did not use more than like this amount.
Yeah. But my hair was coated. Like there were sections that were gray, like because it was just full of wax, and it was crazy. So like I'd comb through it, it'd be full of wax, and the thing is you can't run it under water to get the wax off because there's wax. So I had to get a scrub brush, and I would comb, rinse, scrub the wax off every time. Comb. And
did you put it down the sink?
Yeah. Sorry guys,
you're gonna want to tell your handyman about that.
Yeah, my mother didn't stop me either, so
if you guys get a clog.
Yeah. We know it's my hair wax. It's just my hair wax. So yeah, every comb I would do, it would be coated with wax. And I was like, this is gonna take hours. Like I'm already this is already my longest shower to date. It's already been like an hour and a half.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is gonna be like 4 hours long, literally. So like literally every comb I would do, and I'd have to scrub it. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. Let me get back in the shower. I'm gonna take it. So I had Head and Shoulders. I was like, okay, that's definitely stronger than what I have.
Yeah.
Let me try that. Comb it, and then they said to like put it, massage it, and then comb with shampoo. So like you make sure the shampoo like combs through it to get it, whatever, strip your hair. I go back in the shower with my Head and Shoulders, do that once, do it twice, and then I'm like praying. I'm like, please, please, please. I go to wring my hair, and then finally, I was like, okay, I could feel that like the wax was gone, and I was like, God bless. I was like, never in my life would I have thought to thank Head and Shoulders, but thank you.
You probably could have used any strong
shampoo. Yeah. But like that just also shows how bad, like, because they strip your hair.
But like, sometimes you need to strip your hair.
I guess.
It's like a laundry machine, you know? Like, you gotta eventually.
Good once in a while, but like literally, so like finally, I literally was so happy I was gonna cry, like tears of joy. And then I was like, because like with my hair, I need to put like leave-in conditioner, I need to put like detangler, I need to put like a lot of products after for it to like get nice curls, you know? But I was like, no, I'm doing product free this week. I was like, no products are going in my hair. My hair needs to just chill.
Just relax.
So I did perceive to have the frizziest hair, no curls. Like it was all just frizz wave mess. But I was so happy. I was happy. I was like, thank God I have my hair. And it was so dry that week. And then I went to the hairdresser just to get a proper, like clean and a proper condition and everything, which means I had to get a cut. so it's shorter, but whatever.
It's okay.
It's fine. I have my hair. I'm happy.
That's all
I'm happy.
matters.
But it's just hilarious how that whole thing pursued and why? Like, why did it get that bad? Is the question. Like, I've used it before. You used it with me the previous week. I was fine.
It's definitely just the amount, how long
the amount,
is in your hair,
like the whole combo of the sweat probably mixing in with it, like just the whole.
So that performance was a sweaty one too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we were only there for a short time. Yeah, it was a sweaty one.
I was dripping that one. Yeah. Yes, I guess like the whole combination, but how and why?
Just of course it would happen to us. The one time where the best braids ever were on your head, and I do that. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I was like, I never can use wax gel out of like the trauma that happened ever again. It's back to water based, so we'll never have those best braids at like that level. But it's okay.
It's okay. It'll be fine.
We live with learning grow.
One day, what I'll do is I'll coat my hair in the wax gel and see if my clarifying shampoo does it.
It definitely would, because like Head and Shoulders worked instantly.
Yeah, but I use it today actually. Because you usually use it every once in a while to reset because people put chemicals in your hair.
Yeah, but I think like that dries my hair. Like if it gives you dry hair, it will give me hay hair.
But you're supposed to the whole point is you put your products in after. That's another thing that I was right about. Yeah. So I remember back in the day, Vic, she was like talking about her hair, and then like on TikTok, like I ended up on Hair Talk for a while, and they're saying people for like curly hair, because your hair's curly, right? Mm-hmm. My hair technically falls under wavy.
Yeah.
But like for curly hair, and they're like, oh, like you need to use like products that will like hold your curls, right? Because it's like you need to give it extra moisture and like something give. And I remember like telling Victor, like I sent her a video, and I was like, oh, like like maybe you could use this, and then like it'll help your curls or whatever. And she's like, nah. Nah.
That's literally what I would
That's literally what she says to me. She says, nah. And then, months later, I get in the car with her and she's like, I was like, oh, like I love your hair. Like she's wearing it down and I was like, oh, I love it, But I always loved your hair down anyways, but specifically it's rare for her to have it down. And she's like, yeah, like who would have thought I need to put just products in and then get real nice curls? And I was like, I wonder.
No, because I always have put products in, but it never worked. It's finding the right products and that. Yeah, you found the right product, like the whatever I needed. But so I always have put it, but you have to find the right routine, and it's just such a like time commitment. And for someone who like hated her hair for so long, I just didn't care enough to find the right stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and then I finally found it, and I'm finally like, I love my hair, and like I've accepted it. And you're right, but like I was just not ready to hear it.
I know, but you know what? Was that not a resolution?
I was not there.
Let's roll back the resolutions. It's listen to Roxanne on the first try.
Well, I don't like to. I like to give you a little bit of slack. I like to
be a little bit
cheeky.
You give yourself the slack. You make my life harder. Mm-hmm. Not to sit back and watch this. But yeah. So just of course that would happen to us.
Same thing.
Wax head for you.
Today we were like, I was like, I'm a little hungry. Like there's this little like bakery near where we live, and they have amazing chicken fingers and potato wedges.
Amazing.
And I was like, let's get it for lunch. And we're like, we'll split it. And I was like, okay, I'll cover this. You cover Starbs. We're good. Right? The balance. We're beautiful friendship.
Yeah, because we're like, we'll spend $10 at the bakery, $10 at Starbucks. Balance,
easy,
What's
right?
the point?
What's the point, right? So we go, and then we go to the hot tables, and then I see they have like the potato wedges and the chicken fingers in like one of like the hot table containers. I'm like, it's pretty bare.
And granted, we went at noon.
Yeah.
But it's a Sunday, so there's a church across the street. And this bakery is cleaned out by these people. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm telling you, like,
rinsed.
The minute we got in, I was like, of course, because they had nothing left.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they had any potato and chicken was astounding.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't have been. But so we get there, and we're like, perfect. Mm. Is it the leftovers? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just the right amount.
We're like, we'll take, and I was like, he comes up to us, what's your order? I'm like, oh, we'll just take the rest of the chicken and potato wedges. Think nothing of it, right?
There's like nothing left.
Nothing. It's empty. So he puts the potato wedges in like a container. I'm like, oh, fine.
It barely covers the bottom.
Easy. So I'm like, perfect. Yeah, right decision. We're like talking, chatting it up.
Yeah.
And then I see him take like the large container for the chicken. And usually when I come there, I get the small one. And like, that's more than enough for like my family or like 2 people, right? And he takes the large one. I'm like, oh, that's whatever. You just spread them out,
Yeah.
And then he just starts piling in the chicken and piling it in. And turns out there was way more chicken than it appeared by the eye.
It was overflowing. flowing. Like the container did not shut properly. He had to saran wrap.
And the large container. Yeah, he literally like he was gonna give it to us, then he walked away to the saran wrap to like make sure not. It was exploding with chicken. I will put a picture of it right now to show you how much chicken there was in this thing. And we were like, we're in too deep. We said give us the rest. We can't be like, oh wait, we actually
we could have, but we waited until, because he kept piling, like he put it in, and I was like, oh, okay, like we could have said like, okay, that's actually good. But I was like, oh, there's only like 2 pieces left,
yeah.
we might as well take it. But then it just kept growing, and I was like, oh my god, like stop. I was like, bro, take the hit.
Yeah.
And we like look at each other and we're like, we're in too deep.
Now we're in too deep. We have to accept the chicken. So we get the saran wrap, the exploding container back. $25
on the top.
$25 worth of chicken.
Worth of chicken fingers.
And then we were like, oh, okay.
And then we also bought potato wedges. And it was just, so we spent $30, but then I also bought a pop.
Okay.
But we spent like almost $35.
It's just gonna be $10. We're supposed to get like 2 chicken nuggets each.
Literally.
And then like
and then the audacity of this man.
Mm-hmm.
We asked for plum sauce and barbecue sauce. This man only gives us plum.
yeah, to be fair, he did give us like 10 packs of plum, but like
because how much should we bought $25 of chicken? Like, yeah, they're giving us 10 packs. Wait, he wants us to eat the chicken dry? We're not psychos.
No. So of course, that another example of that would only happen to us.
These things happen far too frequently, you know? Like, they're meant for us because we can handle them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just bad thing, one thing after the next, but it's always a great story. And then that brings me to my final point I had written down. So we have to do a song of the week. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah.
We have one to talk about. Or should we do that first, and then we'll end with the story?
Yeah. Let's do that. Okay.
Me or you?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My music has been playing this whole time.
Cool.
So on the way back from my friend's place, Elise played a song. Oh no, I don't play by title. Recently I did. And like, she was like, it's not a quality song, but there's something about this song that is just groovy. So it's the song Cracker Island. So it's by Gorillaz featuring Thundercat. It's a horrible song, but it's like groovy, and it just makes me want to go like do I know a single thing that this man's saying? Absolutely not. But it's kind of a bop. I kind of love it.
It was very interesting. She played in the car with me, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. Which is it's just good for a song, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I'll take it, you know? And I was like, it's just kind of a bop, and just kind of gets you in the mood where you're like...
Very interesting. I love our playlist. It's so random.
It is.
It's pretty whack. My song of the week is a little bit of a throwback, TBT. I think this is like a classic, like 2000s R&B / pop song, but it's called "Knock You Down" by Sometimes Love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can we listen to that?
Oh yeah. By Carrie Hilson, Kanye West, and Neo. Guys, there's something about this song. It might be one of my favorite throwback songs that just hits so hard. It is so good. Every single artist on that slapped so hard. Carrie Hilson, voice amazing. Neo, we need to... I could talk for hours about this man. He is incredible.
Every song he's on is amazing.
Every single song. And he's written too. Not just actually, he's written so many like famous
I wouldn't be surprised.
songs.
This man's a genius. He's a musical genius.
He is. He's incredible. The way he sings, the way he writes, everything about I could talk for hours about how incredible Neo is.
Yeah.
Like everything he's done. This man is genius. And he's still I saw a video pop up, and he did the Cosmopolitan on YouTube channel. They do songs which they give you a word and you have to find a song.
Oh yeah.
He did that. First of all, this man's like nearing 50, looks great. Second of all, still sings amazing. I was watching that and I was like in awe. Like he's incredible. I love Neo. And then Kanye's his verses in this incredible. Like the lyrics. Like this song is just, I think it's next to perfect.
I remember in first year, you played it one time, and I was like, oh, I love this song. I think I listened to it for like a week straight. Yeah. Because it was like right around like I was studying for one of my physics midterms, and like it was the song that got me going. So I was just listening to it constantly.
There's something about it. It's like, and it's also like almost like 6 minutes long. but it doesn't
so
like
good.
it's so every second it's amazing. It's one of my favorite throwback songs.
If you never heard it, trust me, listen to it.
And you probably have. Like once you hear it, you're gonna be like,
when you showed it to me, I've never heard it before.
I like remember the main chorus. I don't know.
I remember most songs that I've heard before. I'll remember like a tune, but that one I've never heard before.
But that song, there's just I don't know what they put in it.
It's amazing.
But it's incredible. But yeah. So in the final thing I have written down to talk about today, of like it would only happen to us, is our experience at a street festival called Taste of Kingsway. This is very recent, and boy was it ever a hoot, guys. So
it's bringing back so many memories.
I know, it is just like it is an insane night.
Yeah.
I feel like because we always are together to like record or dance, and we see each other so often. But we haven't seen each other where we still recorded that day, which whatever. But like where we've like just like.
But we actually had more time between.
Like we weren't rushing.
Yeah.
Like, we usually record and we rush to dancing or something.
Yeah.
We have like a whole list of things to do. We're busy gals. But to this time, like we recorded and we had like so much time because we had boot camp later, but we had so much time between, so we hung out then. We had boot camp. They were like, let's just make a whole full day out of it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it was we hadn't done it in a while. And it was really nice to do it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't come without. It was like you haven't done this in a while, so remember when you get together that only crazy things happen. That's what happened. Yeah. This night. They
really slapped us. Like we had such a great after we recorded, we were just like hanging out, whatever. Mm-hmm. Amazing, good time. And then we go to boot camp and like usually we like hang out as a group after boot camp, but then like everyone else had plans except for us two. So we ended up hanging out alone, and like we drove by because we were dropping off Alejandro somewhere, and we drove by and we're like, why can't we go here? And we're like, that's the Taste of Kingsway. And then we turned to each other and we're like, are we going to Taste of Kingsway? And we're like, we're going to the Taste of Kingsway. Yeah. So we drop Alejandro off. Granted, we finished boot camp at like I think just after 9. Yeah. By the time we drop off Alejandro and make it back to the Taste of Kingsway,
we think we parked like 9:45.
We were like, we physically stepped foot on the Taste of Kingsway at like 9:53. Yeah. Like we're cutting it close, right? Yeah. But we're walking. We're like, things seemed pretty closed, sure, because it's 9:53 the Friday before a festival.
Like the rides were closed. We were planning on doing rides. Yeah. They were closed.
So we're like, okay, but we're like, we'll get some food, and then we're like, oh, there's a show on the other end. So we're like, okay, we'll walk through, we'll find something, and like, we're walking by, and we're like, oh, there's these things, but like, maybe we can do better. Yeah, we're like, let's get the lay of the land, and then we can pick which one we want to eat. And then also just a hot start, so we just came from boot camp, so I look like I got the shit beaten out of me. Like, there's something about me after exercising that I've never looked more disheveled. Like I could go a week without sleep, without eating, and like just being absolutely stressed, and I won't look as bad as I do after working out and granted, I did crush that workout. There's something about it, it looks like I got the shit beaten out of me. So there's that. I'm still wet.
I was dripping. Like everything underneath my clothes was wet.
Yeah, I was visibly wet. Like you could just, my hair looked like I came out of a shower. Victory made fun of me for it, so she keeps me humble. Yeah. And then on top of that, I was like, I'm obviously in athleisure, a classic, but also I did wear my platform Converse to work out in. And she was like, are you good? And I was like, no, not in the slightest. So we're just like, so clearly we're not wearing the right outfits, right? Because I was wearing a relatively athleisure outfit.
Side note, so this street festival, like, obviously you guys know the street festival, there's like food vendors and whatnot. But it is very notoriously popular for being like a high school hangout street festival.
Yeah, so like they all just drink and then they all just try to make out with one another. Yeah. At the, like, once the sun sets, they come out, and that's their, like, it's theirs now. Yeah. It doesn't matter what's going on that night. You could literally have, I'm trying to think of someone, like, Harry Styles could come and perform at the stage. It doesn't matter. Yeah. No one's stepping foot there because they know it belongs to the high schoolers.
Kids, yeah.
Like, yeah. That's just the rule, so,
It's, needless to say, we still go like a sore thumb.
Yeah. like, first age-wise, and then one of us looks like she's on the brink of extinction, and then the other one looks like she's my support. She's like my nurse.
Guys, literally, like, we get mistaken for being young all the time, but holy smokes, I think they're like, what are senior citizens doing? Like,
they're like, do they let you out of the old folks home at this hour? Trust me.
It was children everywhere.
Like, and like bad. They looked so young. They weren't even just like, oh, like high schoolers. they looked, and I was like, oh, this makes us look so much worse.
I know. And even though we're in athleisure, which is like in trend these days,
but
we looked like
young kids wear athleisure.
Like we looked like we belonged like in the nunnery, you know what I mean?
It looked like we were trying to recruit them for like a church camp because of how much clothing we were wearing.
And I was like, oh, and I was wearing a crop top.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, not cropped enough.
It was like, crop that up a little bit higher. Like, come on. And they had the high schoolers, but then the only other folks that were there were also literal senior citizens.
Yeah.
So it's just a big old mess.
Yeah.
So we're just like, that's a hot start. That's before
one.
coming to the festival, we knew what we were getting ourselves into. Yeah. But we're like, we'll take that chance, right? Let's go to the festival. So once we actually get there, we start walking around, whatever. We see all these things. We're like, oh, we'll get some ice cream, some Tiny Toms.
Churros.
We'll get some churros.
I want some roasted corn.
Yeah, we want some street corn, you know?
I want a snack.
We want a little snack. We just worked out, you know? And we're like, oh, there's some vendors. But we're like, maybe we can find something better.
Yeah.
Idiots. Idiots who've never had thoughts.
Literally.
The more we start walking, the more things start closing. And we didn't like clue in to turn around and quickly get what we could have.
Yeah.
Because we went all the way and then we went back.
Yeah.
And that's when everything was fully closed. So we're like mildly pooping our pants because we're like, damn, we're kind of hungry.
Yeah.
Whenever we get together, we always end up snacking on something.
Yeah.
And then we had just worked out. So it was like, you know, like it was meant to be. Mm-hmm. But what ends up happening is we go back and there's one stand left. And these people are like pulling their food off their shelves. But granted, some of their shelves still had food. Yeah. So we're like, please. Victory wants some corn. And I saw some rice. And I was like, I'll take the rice. I'll take some corn. Mm-hmm. And then we look and there's empanadas. Mm-hmm. Granted, I love empanadas. Yeah. I've had empanadas. You've had empanadas. You can't go wrong with empanadas. Mm-hmm. Is she here? Oh, on her way. Perfect. We love empanadas. So we say, can we get one chicken empanada, please? Because we're going to share. Yeah. Right? They give it to us. Granted, the entire time, it didn't look like they wanted to feed us.
No, they were like confused. Like when we asked for an empanada on top of the corn rice, they were like didn't want to give it to us.
Yeah, they were like, nah.
I was like, I get it that like you're literally trying to go home. I'm sorry, but like, please, we're starving. Yeah. We've got turned away from Tiny Toms. We got turned away from ice cream.
It was brutal. Like, we were like, we need one win. Yeah. Okay. They didn't even want to give us forks. Like they put their forks away and they were like, can we please have a fork for my rice? Mm-hmm. So we were like, whatever. We'll try to catch the show on the other end because we had to walk all the way back to the back end. Mm-hmm. So we start making our way. Victory's eating her corn. Mm-hmm. I'm eating my rice. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. It's just, you can tell it was in the tin all day long. Yeah. But it wasn't bad flavor-wise. Yeah. You know, it's just a little mushy. Yeah. I can deal with some mushy rice. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, I'll move on to the empanada. Mm-hmm. I'll split it in half and we eat it. So I look at it. It looks great. Yeah. Smells delish. Mm-hmm. I take a bite out of it. First flavor is delish. Second flavor, spoiled meat. But I wasn't certain.
Yeah, you want to give the benefit of the doubt? Like
I did. What's wrong with me and eating bad food and not stopping?
Yeah, you ate it for a while.
I was chewing and chewing and chewing because I didn't want to be mean. Yeah. And be like, oh, this is bad. I didn't want to be one of those people who's like, you know. I chewed, and eventually I had come to the decision, the final conclusion. It was spoiled. Granted, did I taste it right off the bat that it was spoiled? Immediately. Yeah, yes, but again, I don't trust my gut enough, and it's a problem. So I give the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, no, it's probably just like a little, like it's just maybe the flavors. No, it was spoiled. Like there was no doubt about it. We find this out later because of the noises my stomach started producing. Yeah. But so I spit it out, and Victory's like, it's that bad, and then I finally I get rid of it so I can say the words. No, it's spoiled. So it's not bad. It is simply spoiled.
Which makes sense. It was saying it the whole day. Yeah, we came last minute. I get it. They didn't want to give it to us. I get it.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know?
It happens.
It's also chicken. It's meat. Yeah. You know? That's fair. You know? I respect the hustle. I don't blame them at all. Yeah. It had to happen. That's what we get for trying to get food from these people who are trying to close. Yeah. Right? But yeah, it tasted awful. Mm-hmm. It was really, really repulsive. I still can taste it now. If I had to choose between that and the salad I ate, I don't know. I don't know. One of them could give me food poisoning. The other one was just tasted awful.
Yeah.
Who knows which one? But I at least didn't go back for a second bite.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's that. I did throw it out. But yeah.
And then we walked to see the show, and it ended right as we got there.
Yeah. So it was perfect. So I had some spoiled meat.
Yep.
You like sweet meat? I had spoiled meat.
Perfect.
There was no show.
That was it.
And that was the Taste of Kingsway.
But we had a blast.
Yeah.
Like, also, side note, pretty sad for a street festival to close at literally 10 p.m.
Yeah. Come on.
Side note, that's Etobicoke for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally, like, only what happened to us that we go to a street festival 10 minutes before it closing. We could have got food. We made the decision not, like, subconsciously not to, and we missed everything in the end.
Yeah. We really were walking around past the food like it was 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And we had the whole day. Like, we really were.
Yeah. But it was kind of hilarious, and it just again, like, it only happened to us, but, like, again, we make the best of these situations. We have fun.
We do what we can.
Had a great night.
We did. It was a lot of fun. And then it was so funny. We were just, like, joking. We're, like, rating the festival, like, poorly because, I mean, but for real, that's how you know the quality of a festival.
Yeah, you go at 10 p.m. and see what's left, see the vibes.
And then also just, like, the toilets were closing. It was a big old mess. But luckily, we made the best out of it. It was a nice night, even though we went to 7-Eleven. We always end up at 7-Eleven. But yeah, like, it was overall a nice night, even though I had some spoiled meat. I did feel it the next day a little bit. I don't think I was fully my best self the day after, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, you can't win them all.
Yeah, guys, so we're going to be rating street festivals at 10 p.m. coming from, that's our new series.
Stay tuned.
Make sure to subscribe and make sure to follow us so you know when we rate the next street festival. More foodies coming up.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for next podcast. Maybe there'll be some wild stories from there.
Fingers crossed if we're lucky.
Yeah. But yeah, with that, guys, I think that's it. Pretty fun podcast. Hope to see you guys next week. Make sure to come back. I think next week BRBBC. So get excited. Get to hear all about my pick. Can't wait to hear.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, guys, with that, and remember, kids, don't do too much.